listening to P.J. Morton. That's one thing I missed on that trip. I wanted to introduce Deacon to P.J. Morton. P.J. Morton, y'all know this? I got a little bit of Jonathan. Pastor loved Jonathan A. Reynolds. I've been listening to Jonathan Reynolds for a long time. Pastor loved Jonathan A. Reynolds. And I wanted to introduce Deacon to P.J. Morton, and every time I put it on, he fell asleep. Something different. Amen. Amen. And I was thinking on the way to church. And this thought just hit me. And the thought is that in our spiritual life, and even in our natural life, there's one key element that often we struggle with that makes our spiritual life and our natural life that much more of a fight and a struggle.
Yeah.
And that element is the lack of patience.
Come on now.
Lack of patience. The lack to wait patiently on God.
That's it right there.
In our natural life, some of us, you can attest to your relationships, either in marriage, baby mamas, or baby daddies, drama, and whatever it is, it all derives from one thing. Lack of waiting.
Come on now.
On God.
That's it right there. That's it.
The matter is, a lot of us are in debt problems and got horrible credit.
Yeah.
A lot of that derives from the lack or the absence
Come on now.
of learning how to wait patiently
Come on. That's it right
on
there.
God.
Yes.
Not necessarily even just waiting on God, but waiting until you have a plan.
Glory to
In
God.
the church. In the church world that we are sitting in today. A lot of problems and issues that not word of deliverance, not spirit of praise, not our church, but the church world as a whole have. Because the problem is people have a non-existent desire to wait patiently on God.
Amen.
After all, this is what the temple is for. This is where we come to wait for visitation from God.
That's it. Amen.
Oftentimes when we find ourselves, even as ministers, as pastors, as singers, the problem that we have is that our exuberance to wait on God causes us to be anxious to want to do things our way and see things done the way we desire. I'm guilty of that too. You know, we want to see things fixed quickly. Amen. And oftentimes the thing that believers understand is that our timing and God's time is on like two different atmospheres.
You better say that. That's so true.
So while you may see an issue, I remember Pastor years ago telling a testimony about that when he was assistant pastor, Bishop Cross on the word deliverance. About there was an issue that happened in the church or something was going on, and he went to the bishop. Bishop, don't you see that? The bishop was like, yeah, but I can't deal with that right now.
All right.
Pastor's responsible, correct me if I'm wrong, pastor's responsible, but yeah, you can't, but I can. And he goes to fix whatever the issue was. Our struggle is we struggle with waiting on God because we see things, we recognize things, we recognize problems, and we think in our own innate desire and will that we can fix it. And the truth of the matter is there is nothing we can do outside of God.
All right.
Let me reverse back on our natural life. A lot of us deal with health issues.
Yes.
A lot of our health issues come from the fact that we don't want to be patient, get in the kitchen, cook a healthy meal.
Come on.
Takes time to do that.
Come on now.
We don't want to put in the time to go and see Mike real results because it takes time and patience. Rather than the cosmetic industry is blooming because you don't like your behind, you can just do what? Get some injections. You don't like your arms, you can go and do steroids. You know, you don't like your legs. Keep calling me Chicken Little. All right, I'll work on my legs on purpose. But if I got some steroids from the lack of patience and putting in work, I can do the way. But the problem is, almost every time we go outside of God's way, we're going to mess up and do it the wrong way.
You better say that. That's so true.
I'll tell you another issue in the church. Another thing that, and notice I'm going to deal with these problems so we can fix them and go to the source. God reveals things to us. God speaks to us. God deals with us. I believe God deals with every individual in here.
Amen.
But the response is replicated upon how you choose to respond to God.
That's it right
So God
there.
reveals things to us.
That's it.
And do we wait patiently to get clarity from God?
All
Or do we
right.
just jump out there and start revealing or doing things in our timing
Come on now.
rather than allowing God to be God?
Glory to God.
David is a man. The Bible says before he's even recognized or introduced to us, God makes this vow. I'm going to send a man after my own heart that's going to reign as king over Israel. And the issue here is that David becomes a man after God's own heart. He has the favor of God on his life. God moves for him when he fights a lion, a bear, and ultimately a giant that is to be symbolic to a large obstacle or challenge that's seemingly hard to overcome. Because there was nobody that can defeat this giant by the name of Goliath.
All right, all right, all right.
But David, a man that knew how to reverence God,
Yes, yes,
that didn't move in his own power, in his own will, in his own understanding,
yes.
knew how to seek God when he needed an answer, knew how to seek God when he needed results.
That's it. Amen.
David would go on to live his life in
Glory to
a
God.
form of complacency to the point where he saw a woman by the name of Bathsheba. Familiar passage, you all know it. He sees Bathsheba bathing when he should be in the water.
Yes. Amen.
And longing for her. Ultimately goes with her, sleeps with her, get her pregnant, has her husband killed because he was faithful to him and to the God of Israel, who was the God of David, King David, has him killed, and he loses fellowship with God.
Yes.
God's response to David is that, man, you couldn't be patient enough and allow me to create whatever you want. I would have given it to you, not just give it to you, but the best, far greater than Bathsheba.
Yes, yes. Amen.
Far greater.
Amen.
But you didn't have the patience to wait or even ask and allow me.
Yeah.
This set off a firestorm of hell in David's life.
Mm.
Oftentimes when we refuse to have patience in God, we can quote it, we can say it, we're truthful with each other. I mean, all is not always well.
Come on now.
Sometimes all could be hell.
All right.
Y'all not going to talk to me.
All right.
I'll pick it up in a minute, but I got to get on for you to understand some things here. Because patience comes from the fact that we don't have patience,
Ah.
or the absence of patience in God will ultimately reveal two things about your relationship with God.
Ah.
And that is that you don't trust Him
Ah.
and that you're disloyal to Him.
Oh my
That's
God.
all it is.
Glory to God.
When we don't have patience to wait on God, and we decide to do things in our own timing,
That's
the
it.
way we want to do it,
Yes.
it reveals two things. God, I don't trust you,
Ah, my God.
and I'm not loyal to you.
Come on. Glory to God.
So this lifestyle that David chose to live sends him on a path of destruction. The Bible says that his son raped his daughter, his sister, David's daughter. One of the other sons slept with his stepmom and sought to kill him, his own
All right,
daddy.
all right.
David, a man of war, leaves his kingdom,
Yeah.
runs from his own son that's trying to kill him,
All right.
from the absence of patience.
Glory to God.
Somewhere wandering in the wilderness, a king with power, dominion, with splendor,
All right.
in the wilderness, cold, wet, and alone. Picks up a pen and writes Psalms 40.
All right.
Says, I waited patiently for the Lord.
All right now.
Understand the Hebrew text of this text here is that David is saying that I waited patiently on the Lord. But what he's translating that he's saying is that while I was waiting on the Lord,
Ah.
I was waiting
All
on the
right.
Lord.
Yes, yes.
Can you imagine that some of us have our answers to the things and our problems in our lives right there before us,
All
but
right.
God has not yet rendered
Ah.
a result that you can have or you can't have,
Mm.
and you still have to wait?
Come on now.
David says, while I was waiting on the Lord,
Woo.
I was waiting on the Lord.
Mm.
That is a struggle that some of us deal with hard
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
terribly with.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because in our time, we can fix it right now. You know how we are. Come on, don't look at me crazy. You know how we get. We get anxious.
Yes.
We get overzealous.
Yes.
The Bible calls us in ministry having a zeal not according to knowledge.
Yes.
We do things that we shouldn't do.
Glory to
Thus
God.
we are anxious.
Hallelujah.
He says, while I was waiting on God,
Thank you, Lord.
I was waiting on God.
Yes.
And the blessed hope here is for us to understand that even in his distress, God didn't consider him a castaway.
Yes. Glory to God.
One thing that you can always believe is that when you ask or when you speak to God,
Yes.
God is listening.
Yes, He is.
Obstacles will be in your way. Trials will be in your way. Heartache will be in your way. But God is listening.
Yes.
And the devil, the devil,
Yeah.
who's sneaking and who's cunning,
Yes.
was sending off an illusion.
Yes.
God is not there. God's not listening.
Yes.
But all along, God is inclining his ear. Notice how he says, he didn't just hear me, but he inclined
That's it.
unto me.
Yes, he did.
I mean, where I was, he didn't just leave me up here or down there in my failures and my faults. He came where I was to have a conversation. There are some things in our life where we can speak to God,
All right now.
we can say to God, we can pray to God,
Yes.
but some of us need to have a conversation with
Come on
God.
now.
Y'all not going to talk to me.
Come on now.
I told you before, it's basically an encounter.
Glory
Some of
to
us
God.
need to really encounter God.
Glory to God. Yes, God.
I'm in this phase right now. Let me say this. I'm in this phase right now where one of the greatest compliments I've gotten over the last 3.5 years while being here at Word Deliverance
Glory to God.
came from one of the members. And it wasn't that Valton, your teaching is well, got that. Preaching is good, got that. I like the way you do business, got that. I like the way you, your zeal for your entrepreneurship, got that. I mean, just your structure, I got that. But the greatest compliment, believe it or not, that I've gotten was Valton, I love you because you just keep it real. You just keep it real, you tell the truth. But see, the point of the matter is, some people translate, and I've said this before to several of you, some people translate my version of truth into, they say it's messy. Hey man, I say in your face what people say behind your back. Y'all talk about it, I'll get up here and I'll say it. And that was one of the greatest compliments that I've gotten. Kizzy Sheba. One of the greatest compliments I've gotten. And I expound on that. And so I've been telling Pastor, focus here. I'm up here talking. That's the illusion, distraction up here. And that was one of the greatest compliments I've gotten over the 3.5 years. Because I'm going to just tell the truth. You know, I don't see no other way to see it. I stick out on video one of the first things I said, that if you don't like truth, you don't like Valton. I just didn't tell you the truth. And so, I was sharing with Pastor the other day. One of the issues that we have, talking to Word Deliverance, while we're waiting patiently, is that we can church better than nobody. I'm 36 years old. In 36 years, I've known Word Deliverance. 36 plus years of my life, we can church better than the best church. Or we know church,
All right.
but we struggle with ministry.
You better say
Oh, y'all quiet in here. See,
Amen.
church, we can just show up and do what
that.
we do.
Yeah.
Ministry takes patience.
Yes, it does.
Y'all not going to talk to me. I can preach to you, hoop and holler to you all day long and shout out your shoes. I can church to you. That's church. But we sitting up here slowing this down, teaching you, it's patience in ministry. Because you got to stay focused even when nobody's saying amen. But you know you're telling the truth.
That's it right there. That's it right there.
So, I told Pastor, I said, that's why. We can club on Friday night, we can party through Thursday night, we can do everything we do Monday through Friday. And Saturday and Friday night. We can drink it up, party it up, do what we do. And guess what we're going to be early Sunday morning? In church.
That's right.
All right.
But ministry will never fulfill that void.
All right now. Come on.
Because patience hasn't had its perfect work.
All right now.
How do you maximize this life of salvation? Through patience.
Yes.
I can be, the pastor said it yesterday at the funeral. I'm not even concerned about tomorrow.
Come on.
I'm concerned with right now.
That's it right there. That's it right there.
And see, some of us use that as a cop-out when we say the phrase, it doesn't matter, God's not concerned with what you did last night. It's what you're doing right now. Amen. The point of the matter is, last night is yesterday. But if you're doing the right steps now and waiting patiently on God right now, considering God right now, exalting God right now, acknowledging God right now.
Yes.
And yesterday is wiped away.
Come on
now.
Yes.
So it is God don't see me as a castigator.
Yes.
God didn't see David as a man, a murderer. He saw him as a man who's in need.
Yes.
He cried out to me when I
Yes.
came to visit him. So we got to get in this mentality that when we come to the house of God, and God moves on whomever he will.
All right.
When God moves, God hears.
Yes. Amen.
And God responds to our prayer.
Amen.
Said, he inclined his ear to me. God responds.
Glory to God.
He inclined his ear unto me
Glory to God.
and heard my cry. Let's look at this next text, verse 2. He says, he drew me up from the pit of destruction,
Yes.
out of the miry block. Pit of destruction is symbolic to destruction. It's reverence to every bad decision you've ultimately made when you didn't consider God.
All right.
Understand, when we do not consider God, the Bible says at the end of that man's ways who doesn't reverence God and acknowledge God, is certain destruction.
All right.
And so we can go all along all we want when things go bad and blame the pastor, we can blame the mom, we can blame our fathers, we can blame our upbringing, but when we don't consider God,
Yes.
our end road will be destruction. Because we're fighting with patience. We're fighting with doing what we desire to do. Doing what we want to do. What we long to do. Time God's hands. He drew me up out of the harmful pit. Pit of destruction. Out of the miry clay. Uncertainty. Miry clay. It's symbolic to exactly what we struggle with. Absence of patience. We've never had to deal with having patience.
Come on now.
They call us the microwave generation. Everything we want, we get it. We have it. It's right there at your needs, at your exposure, whatever you want, whatever you long for, whatever you desire. It's right here for you.
Yes.
Absence of patience. But it will sit you into a place of a miry clay. When you try to get out, you come right back down.
That's it. That's it right there.
You're
Amen.
stuck.
Amen.
Because you're stuck in bad behavior.
Ah, glory to God.
You're stuck in just having church. You're stuck in routine.
Yes.
You're stuck in tradition.
Yes.
You're stuck in religiosity.
All right.
You're stuck.
All right now.
You're stuck.
Glory to God.
Because you're used to being the man.
Yeah.
You're used to being the woman.
Yeah.
I don't have to consider God. I can do this on my own. My good looks will do it for me.
Glory to
My
God.
smooth words will do it for me. My life with God will do it for me.
My God. My God.
So I'm stuck in the miry clay. So understand miry clay, some consider it like quicksand, but it's not like quicksand. Because quicksand you can get out of it.
Yes.
Easier, rather. But miry clay, as soon as you try to make one step to come up,
Yes.
it seems like the more you fight it, the harder you come.
Yes.
Catch that. The more you fight it, the deeper you sink.
Yes. Amen.
Somebody once said your arms are too short to fight with God.
Wow. That's it right there.
And that's what we do when we don't consider God.
Amen.
That's what we do when we don't acknowledge God.
Amen.
We're fighting with God.
Amen.
We're fighting with the plan that He had for your life. Understand that before I formed you in your mother's womb, I called you a prophet to the nation. I put purpose in your life. I set you aside and made you different.
Yes.
I made you different.
Yes.
I made you different.
Yes.
I made you different.
God. That's all right there.
Patience is a rare commodity for any of us to have.
Yes.
Because how many of us will consider waiting on God?
Glory to God.
Ouch.
Glory to God.
How many of us really sits back on a daily basis
Hallelujah.
and wait on God?
Glory
And the problem is, watch this. To the carnal believer, waiting on God makes you lazy. Or you appear lazy to them.
All
To the
right.
carnal believer, when you're waiting on God, or you just lazy, or you have no insight or revelation.
All right, all right.
To the overzealous believer, to the one that's waiting on God.
Yes, yes.
To the one that's waiting on God. Your absence of see, one is lazy and God don't deal with you like you deal with everybody else. The other one is absent of a relationship with God.
All right,
You're not spiritual enough. All of us should be in a position where, especially when we come to God's house, where we're waiting on God. I tell you all the time, I don't believe in programming God, believe it or not. I know some people can believe Valton wants to be programmed because he always uses that word that, Pentecostals hate, and that is structure. That is structure. We don't like, for some reason we don't like structure. We just want to show up and just have church. We want to show up and sing. That's what we do,
My God.
36 plus years, that's all I know. Y'all know what's wrong with these young folks. They want to program God and do what they want to do. I know what I'm talking about. That's what they say about us. And I use the word structure. And all I believe is that we should wait patiently on God. And when God shows up, you saw it today. You are zipping this other day. Before couldn't usher when God shows up. Dr. Miller couldn't be a minister and start working with people and God. She had to come on and be worshipers. Right. Mama Bird had to move and let her hands go up when God shows up. She couldn't usher no more. Sister Ford couldn't get the Sister Simmons couldn't get the tissue out because she over there in the corner worshiping. And when God shows up, all of us become worshipers.
That's it right there.
Yeah. All of us become worshipers.
Yeah.
I told you, the true worshiper. You're going to worship him in the spirit and in the truth. But it's after we learn how to wait on him. I can't poke and prime you. It's a relationship. You have to learn how to wait on God.
Glory to God.
Let me get back quiet because y'all listening.
Glory to God.
And so we struggle with that. Waiting patiently.
Have your way, God. Have your way, God.
Waiting on God, it calls for sacrifice.
Yes, it does.
It calls for sacrifice.
Glory to God.
It calls from us removing ourselves
That's it. Amen.
from ourselves.
That's it. Amen.
In waiting, I waited.
Yes. Yes.
Waiting on God causes us to separate ourselves from ourselves.
That's it.
Because Valton can fix the problem.
Uh-huh.
The truth of the matter is, a lot of problems that we have, a lot of us can fix, or we think we can.
Uh-huh.
And the truth of the matter is, when we tried to fix it, we just made it worse.
That's it right there. That's it right
Yeah.
there.
A
Amen.
lot of our struggles, a lot of our problems, we tried to fix it, and we made them worse.
Amen. Amen.
The grave is full of people that fix their own problems.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We talked about that. That was the conversation we were talking about yesterday too. Doing it your own way. Because we don't know how to wait patiently on God.
Amen.
I know people that should be alive, but they're dead. Because somebody, watch this, somebody didn't wait patiently on God. And guess what? When they did it themselves, they said God did it.
My God.
That loved one is deceased.
Amen. Amen.
Satan would send the illusion.
Glory to God.
He'll send the illusion. You remember when Jesus was just fasted 40 days? Just had relations with God?
All right.
And the first thing we see, he came out. That was Satan. Took him up on the mountain. All these things I will give unto you. Gave him an illusion. How do you give a God anything that owns everything? God is the source. Break it down to my text.
Glory to God.
So we struggle with that because the illusion will present itself that this is what you should do, but ultimately we're going to mess up everything that God has for our life, the plan that He has. We don't consider, we don't understand what God is. How can God take death and be glorified in my pain? How can God be glorified in my sorrow? How can God be glorified in my tears?
Yes.
While waiting I waited. I know somebody can relate to that. God, what are you trying to do here? God, how are you trying to show yourself mighty by taking the thing I love the most?
Yes.
While waiting, I waited. Pull me up out of destruction. Myself. No worse enemy.
Amen. Say that because that's so real.
Yeah.
So he pull you up away from the horrible pit. You doing things on your own. Wanting to do things your way. Your own worst enemy. Out of the miry clay. Discombobulation.
Yes. Amen.
Discombobulation, sunken into contentment. And setting our ways.
Oh, bless him.
You want to know something that I can stand is contentment and setting our ways.
Come on now.
Why can't we have the best?
Come on now.
Why can't we? Y'all know I pause a lot because there's the things I be wanting to say up here. That truth factor that's coming about, that might not be the wise thing to say. Even though it's the truth, you might not want to say that. I be struggling up here. Y'all be wanting to say what I gotta. I be really wanting to say what I gotta say. but we struggle. We struggle with ourselves stuck in our contented ways.
All right.
And I once heard a brother say on Facebook that, and I'm going to mess this up how he said it because it's actually articulated quite well. Those that depend more on God are the ones that use God as a reason not to have nothing the most. Versus ones that are more strategically clever in the mind. They utilize God to why they have what they have. And so when we're content in our ways, you know what that's saying? You know what that basically says? We were talking about that the last couple of days too. That's like taking a person that's got a ghetto mentality and moving them in the suburbs. I don't care how nice their house is, how wonderful they are, they still not going to walk on sidewalks, they still not going to mow their grass regularly, they're going to still leave their trash out in the yard, they're going to still blast their loud music. It don't even matter. It don't even matter because that's a mentality. And some of us got the same mentality on our approach and our aspect on God.
All right.
Give an
But
example.
God is trying to move us to greater, but we're stuck in the clay.
My God.
In the pit of destruction. But look what God does. When we respond the right way with patience.
That's it.
He don't just pull me up out of the miry clay and out of the horrible pit and let me dangle.
All right.
He establishes me.
Yes. Amen.
What does it say in verse 4? 2. He set my feet upon a rock.
That's it.
He establishes you.
Amen.
He didn't just save you just to save you. Uh-oh, here you go. Here we go. He didn't just save you just to save you.
All right now.
I've been sharing with the pastor. I said, again, 36 years. And correct me if I'm wrong. All my friends, my brothers. See, I can tell some of my elders in the church. See, I don't just see Moon as Moon. Moon is like a sister. Friends ain't just friends. Toshiba may look at me and see me as, I'm a little brother, don't get me wrong. But she looks at my relationship with some of y'all, Tawana, Rachel, Tracy, Moon, Buki. They look at our relationship. Not Moon, you want to hear Monique? And they would look at our relationship and they see minister member. But what they don't know is that we're not just minister member. You're like a sister. I've known you my entire life. I used to sleep in y'all bed. Kid. Right. Me and Peaches. I remember Cross put me on one end of the bed, put me on the other, was to pray with her, kiss me on my lips, just like to kiss Peaches. Good night. Yeah. On the same bed. So our relationship is not just, I'm not just ministering, It's like my sister, she's genuine. So if I joke with her, or she joke with me, I don't say, "Show you crying. Stop that. You the man God alone." That's my sister. Yeah, that's how y'all think though. Y'all think like, don't play with the man of God. That's the man you shouldn't do. That's my sister. Same way some of y'all sons and daughters do y'all. Y'all know how they call your brothers is. my big brother and pastor, they're some hard men. They're a man's man. I tell you about time. My dad's a man's man. They say what they think, but they got a sister. I didn't know Alice could pump them like she did. Yeah, they got a sister in Mobile, but I promise you, her car was about right there, and I was just putting in right here. And the front of the car was about this far away from her car. And they told me, "Stop! Because if you get too close to her car, y'all think she's 80 years old, you're going to see her 16. She told me, she said, well, they want to get back to Houston, but I want to go to repass. So we going, I said, well, they want, and really she didn't know, so I was the one who wanted to go to Houston. Like, I wasn't going to tell her that. She said, well, I want to repass. She was riding with us. I said, well, Dad, them, I put on them. Dad, them, they want to go back to Houston. She said, well, we going to repass. I said, we need to tell them what I said. We going to repass. And I'm going to tell you how we got stuck sitting at that hotel for a good 45 minutes to an hour. Big brother was supposed to call Annie, and I told you, I got 14 of y'all, I love not living, and we in y'all small city, and none of y'all family members can let us come to their house. Big brother said, well, I'll call Alice, how old is that? And I'm thinking he's gonna call her, tell her, hey, we in town, we ain't got nowhere to go, can we come to your house where you live by yourself and your sister? It's just 3 of us in train. I think he's gonna do that. He gonna, hey, look. I guess you, yeah, I'm up now. Okay, well, we're in the city. I'm gonna call you when you get up and let you know. He ain't telling not one time we stuck. We just sitting out here hungry. I'll call you back when you get up. Turn the phone up. I'm already frustrated from the highlights. But I wasn't gonna tell her. And she shorter than them. I was joking with her. I said I was riding with her. I was riding with him. I can't hear no evil, see no evil. And she told me, she said, well, I speak evil. I'm speak evil. And she almost let one of them get out. She almost let one slip out in the back of the van. She said, well, I almost forgot. I'm trying to find God. Big brother, yeah, I'm going to call your name on that prayer line early Monday morning. I said, I already forgot what my point was. He said, I said, but God will secure us and set our feet, even establish us on a solid foundation. That's what I was saying. And so for 30 plus years, can I just be honest with you? I think it's appalling. Am I perfect? No. I am now. I was perfect yesterday. I was perfect the day before that. I was perfect because I've been consistent lately. Been perfect, yeah. Been perfect because every day I'm taking them. I'm waiting patiently. And I'm not thinking for tomorrow. I'm thinking about yesterday. I'm thinking about right now.
That's it right there.
But for some of y'all that twist my words, I've been perfect for a while now. So, and that comes from being patient. And for 36 years, and I say, well, what ministers? I'm not saying not saved. I'm saying that understands ministry who's waiting patiently on God, that's fulfilling their purpose in ministry.
That's it.
From my elders and my peers in the church who I was raised with. Why aren't we ministers, teachers, prophets, evangelists, pastors? Where was the fruit? When Jesus told the disciples to go out and create disciples, they didn't just go out there and come back empty-handed. I was telling the pastor, when he told the disciples, greater work shall ye do, he wasn't talking about quality because nobody could ever do quality work better than God himself. He's talking about the quantity. They was going to reach a greater number of people. It was going to travel abroad, further than Jesus, outside of Jerusalem. And they were going to go geographically and do more outside of the corners of the earth. But we are content with just showing up at church on Sunday, sitting in our sealed house with our new faces.
All right.
Where is our personal growth?
Come on now.
It comes from the absence of patience. I'm going to make it plain in a minute. I'm going to close. It comes from the absence of patience. Because some of us are struggling with what we consider living holy, sanctified. Well, really, we should just be living for this moment right now. We should make decisions on the moment right now. Pleasing God right now. Waiting while waiting on God.
Amen.
Waiting while waiting.
Amen.
And so that's, on the side note, my personal challenge to my peers in the church, my generation.
All right.
Wait while waiting. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about yesterday. Wait while waiting
Yes.
on how to please God right now.
That's it
I challenged the young folks last Sunday outside. When you get up in the morning, you pray. How am I going to please God this morning?
Come on now.
Go to lunch. How am I going to please God around my lunch? Going home, how am I going to be? And it becomes a pattern that you live.
Amen.
Before you know it, Pastor say 36 years, 38 years come November. Before you know it, 2 days will turn into 38 years of consistent, some bumps and bruises.
Amen.
God having to pull you up out of some pits,
Yeah.
out of some clay,
Yeah.
but always establishing you.
Amen.
Always establishing you. Developing a consistent pattern. Waiting while waiting. Look at what he says here. He says in 3, put a new song in my mouth, a song of praise to our God.
Yes. Yes.
Didn't just establish me and sit me there
Yes.
to sit here and look like a preacher, look like a minister, so everybody can call me minister, so I can minister every other Sunday, or God can use me to have a word every now and again. That ain't what he wanted me to do.
Come on now.
He established me so that I can have results.
That's
And
it.
we're going to see it in the text in a minute.
That's it right there.
But after he established me, he put praise,
Come on.
gave me a gift.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lord, deliver us from people
Come on.
that constantly has to sit down doing worship
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
praise, that don't know how to lift their hands up without any music. They don't know how to lift their hands up if preachers don't sound the right voice, the right song isn't being sung. Deliver us from people
Hallelujah.
that know how to offer unto him the sacrifice of praise.
Yeah.
That's the kind of praise that takes patience.
Glory to God. Hallelujah.
Let us therefore now render unto him the sacrifice of praise with the fruit of our lips.
Amen. Amen.
The sacrifice of praise is patience. Let me tell you why it is. Because you play the music, and I can come in and just had a fight with whoever, and the music can be anointed, and I won't feel a thing.
All right. All right.
But if I come into the atmosphere,
Oh, bless
and I'm
you.
patient, and I'm waiting on God to show up, the music can sound jacked up, and I'll get my praise on.
Yes. That's it right there.
Music can be horrible. I don't like when you smile at me, ain't it? It don't mean come in and give God no any kind of worship, and then when the music ain't right, because I ain't listening to it, we say, well, because you ain't in the right place, you didn't wait patiently on God. You still got to be skillful.
All right. All
You know what I'm
right.
talking about. And so, that's because I waited patiently on God.
All
Let
right.
me get on down. I'm done in 5 minutes. Put a new song. New song. Some of us been singing the same old song for the last, I gotta keep saying 36 years. I'm 36. The 36 years. I ain't talking about that's blessing you and that's what got you delivered. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the same old testimony, same old tired drum still song that ain't edifying nobody but you. Y'all looking at me crazy. So it ain't did nothing for nobody but you. And in churches, everybody ain't getting edified, you gotta shut up. Y'all, that's the book. That's the book. If they ain't been edified, shut your mouth. Paul said that. I didn't say it.
All right.
But we got to be patient and wait on God.
That's it.
Set his feet, yield results. Set my feet, put praise in my mouth. A new song, fresh song, fresh anointing. I had a conversation about it a year ago, last year, with one of our former members. I actually went and called some of my friends that I grew up in this church with.
All
And
right.
I want to know what aren't they here. Because the truth of the matter, they're not going anywhere. They're just not in church. And I wanted to know, where were y'all in church? And one of them said to me, because they feel like they ain't missing nothing. I can show up and it's going to be the same, no fresh song, no new song. Same old thing, this person going to do this. They ain't get no names now. I don't know what they're talking about. They just said it's the same thing. I just think there's more. Okay, whatever. There's more. But God will put a new song that's fresh.
Glory to God.
That's fresh.
Glory
It's
to
going to
God.
give results. Out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. What happens to water that don't move, that don't flow?
Come on. Come on.
It gets stale, stagnated, mold, mosquitoes.
Yes.
Drink it,
Yes.
you'll die. But out of your belly shall, Jesus said, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. Why isn't our waters flowing?
Come on now.
And if our waters are flowing as we say they are, where are the results?
Come on now. Amen.
Y'all not gonna like me.
Amen.
Where are the results?
It's real. Amen.
Where are the new faces?
Amen.
Where are the fresh faces?
Amen.
A new song. And he says, he put a new song on. Here it is, watch this. Many will see and fear, not fear as timid or afraid, but reverence. Many will see and reverence and put their trust in the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
Somebody finish this for me. It's not personal, it's
Business.
spiritual. I've said it a million times. It's not personal,
Business.
it's spiritual.
That's it right there. Amen.
And your patience is in God. Guess what? It wasn't to deliver you or set you free.
Glory
That was
to
somebody
God.
else
Amen.
that couldn't go through what you went through, Charlotte.
Glory to God.
They'd be gone.
Hallelujah.
There'd be somebody that couldn't go what you went through, grand lady.
Glory to God.
There's somebody that couldn't go.
Yes. Yes.
Just say it to yourself. Somebody can't go through what I went through.
Amen. Amen.
They would have lost it.
Glory to God.
They would have gave up.
God knows.
They would have lost hope. But because I'm waiting
That's it.
on God,
On God.
He came, He listened to me,
Yes.
He
Yes.
visited me,
Yes.
pulled me up out of my situation.
Come on.
Because I was a willing and yielded vessel. Lord, deliver me. Understand what David first of all did. David didn't go and call Nathan, Nathan, my son is after me. Nathan, guess what happened, man?
Glory
He went to
God.
the source.
That's it right there.
Went to the source.
That's it. Amen.
Some of us mess up because when we're not patient, we form cliques.
That's
The
it right
people on
there.
our side that's going to understand from out. There's not one person in this church that can say I'm biased with them. I think some of y'all get frustrated because I always have a tendency to flip the script. You know, Courtney said she stopped talking to me about her job because all I do is tell her she the problem. You know, I did the moon last Saturday. Said, what I tell you, moon, wait a minute, back up, said, remove yourself, put yourself in this person's situation. You know, it's about them. It's never about me.
Come on.
And after God delivered me, set me up out of the horrible pit, established me, gave me praise and fresh anointing, it was never about me.
Come on.
He said,
man.
they saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
So guess what was happening? While he was in the pit, they was watching.
Yeah.
When he was in the clay,
Yeah.
all eyes on him.
That's it.
Candy told me this. I said, Candy, I'm just waiting on something. I wish somebody would come to Valton and say, Valton, this is your problem. This is what God showed me about you, and be right. Because I don't want to preach up into y'all. And y'all thinking I got all this stuff in my closet because I ain't got none that you know about. You don't know about it. Unless I told you. You don't know about it. You don't know what's in my closet. Only person in here that got a closet with no hinges on it. Stop. I told you, I said, the truth of the matter is, all of us got a closet full of skeletons. Don't lie to me. You got one. Whether it's 40 years old, 60 years old, or this morning years old. You got some skeletons in your closet. And Kevin is the only one that know. They take the doors out of the hinges and this door right here. Everybody come over and look at my closet. That's true. You know, you can't do that. People won't forget. Because they won't forget.
That's true.
They won't forget. And if you're not strong enough, all they do is tear you down. Yes. Because you know what? I wouldn't want to preach. I did that. I came to church for a season years ago. Set the Bible out. I just come to I'm not going to preach anymore. Because I was concerned with what people said. But when God has established you, when God has appointed you, has anointed you, when you understand that, but in my mother's womb, He formed me specially. What time is this? I don't want to minister to you if it don't yield results. If I can't provoke you to be better, let somebody else do it. I don't want to be here 20, 30 years. It's still us. In the last 3 years, we got 2 new members that's consistent. And who brought them in the church?
Glory to God.
Crofton.
That's Joe Bates and Tammy. And our pastor did today.
Glory to
Where are
God.
our new faith? Where are our fruits? Where's our
Glory to
substance?
God. Glory to God.
I told Pastor I ain't ready to bring nobody here yet. They come here, they run right on out. When they see that what we do, that we don't wait patiently on God. When they come here, they're going to get beat up because somebody looking at them and they got pants on, they got this earring in their ear, y'all know I'm telling the truth. Don't leave me out here by myself. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Look at them crazy. I told Pastor, I don't want my business coming here, the preacher's playing and music spirit is high, and my business come around and around the church and dip your hand up, crazy. What's going on? Lift your hand up. Come on, tell me.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes.
Y'all stop tears. Come on. Oh, you don't want nothing. You don't want nothing.
That's true, minister.
That's what we do.
That is so true. That is so true. Yeah.
Well, don't worry about that. Because all I'm going to do is, man, I'm sorry. I apologize. Man, they stuck in the clay. They in the horrible pit. That's what they do.
That's true.
But it didn't yield results. It didn't yield nothing this long. Maybe we need to go back to the drawing board. Y'all know, Society says a fool is the person that does the same thing over and over and over. And keep on expecting the same results. And pastor, stop right, give me some music. Pastor is the pastor of word deliverance. He pastors this.
That's right, too.
Well, we got like about 20 pastors here. But what we were called to be pastors over is our house.
That's it right there. That's it.
Why ain't little valton in the church? Where's your trial at? You only had 3 of them, ain't none of them where they at.
Come on, Valton. Come on now.
But you want to pastor 7,500.
That's true.
You ain't got
My
no
child. Yeah.
I hope he be at the 6 o'clock service live. If I was trying to do something for our young, y'all been talking about it. Get him here. Y'all know I'm telling the truth.
That's the truth.
It takes patience.
Yes, it does.
So true.
It takes patience.
Where my child at?
To wait on God
Sleep.
while you're standing.
Bless him.
Ministry is patience.
Yes, it is.
Notice in the New Testament when the Bible says if a brother be overtaken in the fault, and it's saying let the church folks come and restore him. Let the one that's saved and Holy Ghost filled, let the one that's spiritual, that knows it takes patience, that knows that the life is a process, that's going to restore them in the spirit of meekness. Not with the gift of tongues,
Amen.
not with the laying on hands. But it's going to take wisdom.
Glory
And
to
I think
God.
all of us in here, if we look at our
Glory to
life,
God.
can exercise, including me,
Thank you, Jesus.
can
Glory to
exercise
God.
some patience in learning how to wait on God.
Thank you, Jesus.
Think about your life. Think about if it's on your job, if it's with your children, if it's amongst each other. I need to learn how to be more patient. More patient with you all, with my children.
Glory to God.
Sorry to say it, but I probably wouldn't be divorced if I would learn how to be patient.
Speak on it.
All right, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Be real.
I wouldn't have a child out of wedlock had I been patient.
Yeah.
Waiting for God.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
I wouldn't have been between the sheets when I was if I'd been patient.
All right.
That's about all the sins I can give y'all. What about you? I don't know. Y'all can just fall out.
Speak on it, Valton. Yes.
If I've been patient and waited on God.
Yes, God. Yes, God.
Be patient. Wait on God.
Glory to God.
Truth of the matter is, some of us think bad, worse than what some others actually act.
Amen. Amen.
But because we can hide it,
Bless him. Bless him.
because my spiritualization and my religiosity can hide it, cover it.
Hallelujah.
You got to learn at some form or another to be patient. God wants us patient. Patience is going to reveal us trusting in Him. And when our trust is in God, they that wait won't shall. Notice it says renew, not make new. God is the only one. Pastor said, how you say that, Pastor? Take a black, cruddy, molded, hard heart, wash it in red blood, and make it white and pure as snow. Only God can do that.
Only God can do it.
Hallelujah.
And
Oh, bless
to renew
him,
their
bless
strength.
him, bless him.
They shall mount up wings of he makes them the elite. It yields results. The
Oh,
best
God.
of the
Thank
best.
you, Lord.
But it takes patience in knowing that.
Hallelujah.
Patience reveals trust in God. God, I trust you.
Thank you.
I believe in you. I'm loyal and committed to you. Not faithful to you, but I'm loyal to you. Ministry is loyalty to God. Church is faithful to ministry.
Thank you, Lord.
Catch that. Church is being faithful to this ministry here. We're living. That's faithful. We got some faithful ministries here, but they're not loyal to this ministry. Not loyal to God. I can talk about my faithfulness. You can see my faithfulness. Because you see me show up. You see what I do in the church. You see my faithfulness, but my loyalty is when everybody walk away. When everybody. That's why everybody got quiet. I got my hand back there. Even though I wish you wouldn't have did that. I got my hand up there. Who's going to show up? I'm going to show up. I'll show up, Pastor.
Hallelujah.
I'll show up, Pastor.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Got to be loyal to God, and patience makes that. Father God, we thank you. Open up your mouth and begin to praise God.
Thank you, thank
Come on,
you.
worship God. Come on. Come on, open up your mouth.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank God for your patience. Come on, open up your mouth. Come on. Don't look at me. I'll wait and I'll wait.